This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jen Ah, your digital anchor with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Breaking today, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority votes to spend more than $3.5 million to promote a number of upcoming events here in our city. It's all part of a bigger goal to revive the tourism industry in Vegas. LVCVA has been busy trying to work out how to promote conventions and bring back tourists to our city, now that some of the state's restrictions are being let up. We have the Review-Journal's assistant business editor, Rick Villada, here to break it all down for us. So, Rick, the Visitors Authority has chosen 4 events we know of to promote. There's Life is Beautiful, there's also the Downtown Rocks Concert Series, the U.S. Bowling Congress Open Championships, and then there's also the Professional Bull Riders Premier Series and Championships. Rick, why were these 4 events specifically chosen?
Well, the Las Vegas events, which is one of the marketing arms of the LVCVA, chose these events, and to be clear, they have a long history with all of these organizations that sponsor these things. So it was actually pretty easy to put together some packages that would include this. The Downtown Rocks Concert Series, it's going to happen May through October of this year. $275,000 going to that. Life is Beautiful, September 17th to 19th, $150,000 there. The Professional Bull Riders Association 2021, the date hasn't been set quite yet for that, but it's a big amount. It's $2.125 million. That's going to be at the T-Mobile Arena. And finally, the U.S. Bowling Congress Open Championship. That's kind of a really unusual event for Las Vegas, in that it lasts from March 7th through July 17th of 2022. So we're talking about something that's pretty far out. It's like a year in advance. That'll be at the South Point Bowling Plaza, and they're dedicating $1 million to that as well. And what that event is that bowlers from all over the country will come to Las Vegas, compete, and then whoever comes up with the top scores are going to be the champions.
That's great that they're, investing for a long term, but $3.5 million isn't a small amount of cash. Where is all this funding coming from to support this massive marketing campaign? Well,
most of LVCVA's money comes from the room tax. So as you can probably well imagine, right now that's in pretty dire straits, but they do have enough in the budget to sponsor these $3.5 million worth of programs that are coming up, special events. And so, and I think what the anticipation is also is that once people start traveling again, once we start seeing conventioneers and leisure travelers coming here, that fund from the room tax will build itself back up again, and maybe even get to the levels that it was before the pandemic.
That's the goal. I also want to talk about a separate project that's completely different from this $3.5 million marketing campaign. We've been continuously hearing about LVCVA's other marketing plan involving social media influencers and them helping with this COVID pandemic, making sure that all the guidelines are being met. What is the timeline for launching that project?
Well, this is actually in progress already. It started this past weekend when some social influencers came to Las Vegas and basically what they do is that they share their experiences with their thousands of followers. So throughout the months of March and April, we're going to see more social influencers coming to Las Vegas. Caesars Entertainment is kind of helping the LVCVA out on this by helping to sponsor putting these folks up when they're here. And what they do is they write about on social media their experiences that they've had in Las Vegas, kind of tell people how much fun they're having while they're here, and more importantly, how safe it is to be here. So the idea is to get this message out to people from an independent third party that will take a look at this and say, yeah, I had a good time while I was here. Here are some of the things that I did when I was here and you can do the same thing when you come. So, and think about that. It's really not too expensive for the LVCVA to do that because they're getting a lot of promotion from people who are third parties.
That sounds like a great way also to get in a lot of younger travelers as well. And
Exactly.
tourism is such a vital part of our economy. Is there a set goal of how much impact these projects will hopefully have in the tourism industry?
Well, I don't know that anybody has any set goals, and certainly 2020 was kind of a lost year, and everybody kind of doesn't exactly know how it's going to resolve itself. But the fact is that tourism is one of the leading drivers of our economy, and so it's very important to have these leisure travelers come to town, have conventioneers come to town, and right now they're gearing towards a June convention, World of Concrete being the first big event that comes in. They'll probably use the brand new West Hall over at the LVCVA Convention Center. So there's a lot of anticipation going forward as to how these are going to work, and certainly with the opportunities that people have to get vaccinations, that's going to play into it as well. It seems to be going a lot better as far as the LVCVA is concerned than they originally expected.
That's great to hear, Rick. Thanks for joining us. And, I heard there are several conventions coming this summer, so looking forward to that. To hear more about what the Visitors Authority has planned, you can head over to our website, lvrj.com, or you can stay tuned for tonight's 7 p.m. newscast right here on the streaming platform you're watching right now. Our newly launched digital newscast, 7 at 7, is available weekdays at 7 a.m. and weeknights at 7 p.m. Our concise, all the news you need in 7 minutes newscast is available on lvrj.com, YouTube, RJ Mobile, Facebook, and so much more. Again, I am Jen Ah, your digital anchor. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We'll be back later this evening.
You've been
See you at
watching
7.
Breaking news from the Las Vegas Review Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.